Abnawaz. Today the topic of presentation is spider crank mechanism, velocity and acceleration analysis. My group members are Bas Sultan, Aslan Khan Niazi and Usama Rao. Today we will discuss about the velocity and acceleration analysis of the spider crank mechanism. This mechanism, which is basically an integral part of all the steam engines. We will look at this diagrammatically first. Look at this spider crank mechanism has different links. Now let me tell you first thing. The spider crank mechanism, every mechanism has links in it. The different links are present in this. For example, this connecting rod is one link, then this piston rod is another link over here, and the crank is another link over here. But this is not my topic today. My topic is velocity and acceleration analysis of spider crank mechanism. For that, I have applied a method which is the analytical method for the spider crank mechanism, velocity and acceleration analysis. So this is the spider crank mechanism which is 2D drawing shown over here. This is the crank over here, which you can see over here. This is the crank, and this piston is the slider over here. So the name spider crank mechanism comes from this. As the piston slides from this point P to P dash, this distance covered is x. Then the angle struck by the crank will be angle theta. So the linear motion of the piston is being converted into the rotary motion of the crank. And this is what the spider crank mechanism does. It converts the slider motion into the rotary motion and vice versa. Suppose the angle made by this connecting rod with the line of stroke is angle phi, and the angle made by this crank with the line of stroke is angle theta. If I resolve this into their components, then r cos theta will be over here, and if I resolve this one over here, I will get L cos phi, because the length of the connecting rod is L, which is the total length of the connecting rod. So this is the angle theta, crank angle, which is made by the crank with the line of stroke, and the angle of obligatory of the connecting rod with the line of stroke. So this equation, which I can get from this diagram, if this is the x distance moved by the piston along the line of stroke, and this one is the total length of the connecting rod, and this one is the radius of the crank, then from this diagram I can reach up to this result, which is L plus R, which is the total length, minus L cos phi, which will be the component of this one, L cos phi plus R cos phi. If I subtract this one from this, I can get the distance moved by the piston along the line of stroke. So we can understand from these two triangles. This one is the first triangle, which is the triangle for the connecting for the crank. This one is shown over here. Sin theta is equal to QC by R. I can see QC is equal to R sin theta. Let me call this equation 1. Then from this triangle I can get a similar result, but thus the difference will be sin theta will be replaced by sin phi, and this R will be replaced by the connecting rod length. Let me call these equations as 1 and 2. If I can equate these two equations, I can get a result, and this will be explained by Bas Sultan. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Ibas Sultan from section B under roll number 68, and I am going to present you a displacement analysis of slider crank mechanism. Let's go to my screen. So here we have a slider crank mechanism in which where here is a crankshaft, connecting rod and a cylinder. Now when a crank moves from point C dash to C, the cylinder moves from P dash to P, and we have to find the displacement covered by a piston from point P dash to P, which is equal to x. Now how can we find the value of x? Here we have form an equation in which x is equal to L plus R, which is equal to the length of the connecting rod, and the R is the radius of the crankshaft, minus L cos phi plus R cos theta. Now we have two triangles which are equal to OQC and PQC. In the right angle triangle OQC, sin theta is equal to QC over R, which is QC is equal to R sin theta, and sin phi is equal to QC over L. QC is equal to L sin phi, and if we equate these two equations, the whole equation is R sin phi is equal to L sin phi. Now we have equation sin phi is equal to sin theta over n, where n is the ratio of connecting rod length over crankshaft length. Rearranging the equations 1, keeping the values of L into one side and R on the other side. Now get the common L from first two values and R from the second two values. Now rearrange both the values and get common R from whole equation, and we get a final equation x is equal to R into L over R 1 minus cos phi plus 1 minus cos theta. As we studied in trigonometry, sin square phi plus cos square phi is equal to 1. Cos phi is equal to 1 minus sin square phi under whole root. Here we use the exponential formula, and neglecting the higher values, we get cos phi is equal to 1 minus 1 over 2 sin square phi. Now this cos phi value we will put here in the equation of displacement, and we will get the final equation of displacement. Here sin phi is equal to sin n over theta, and cos phi will again is equal to 1 minus 1 over 2 sin square phi over n square. By substituting values in equation A, in the place of cos phi we will use this value, and here we will get the final equation, which is the displacement of piston x is equal to R into 1 over 2 sin square theta over n plus 1 minus cos theta. This is the displacement of piston which moves from point P dash to P. And when we plot a graph on a SolidWorks, we will get this type of pattern.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Muhammad Arsalan, 2018 ME 69 from Mechanical Department, and I am going to present the velocity analysis of slider crank mechanism. So let's start with our topic, which is velocity analysis of slider crank mechanism. Since my group member Ibad has derived this equation of displacement, so we can find velocity equation by using definition of velocity. And by using chain rule, we get dx over d theta times omega, which is the linear velocity of piston in terms of angular velocity. Via differentiating equation 1 with respect to theta, we get following formula. Take derivative, 1 by 2n is constant, so derivative of sine square becomes 2 sin theta cos theta. And by applying double angle formula, we got this relation. So put this value in equation 2, which is definition of velocity. So we get this final formula for piston velocity. Piston velocity depends upon crank length R, which is a constant value, and also depends upon the sine of angle theta, which is the crank angle. So let's move towards the plot of velocity diagram of slider crank mechanism. This is the 3D animation of slider crank mechanism, which is made on SolidWorks. Connecting rod moves along the circular path. We got this plot of linear velocity, which is for 6-second time interval. So let's move towards the conclusion of velocity section. We can see that the linear velocity of piston depends upon angular velocity omega, crank angle theta, and crank length r. We can see from the formula that our crank length r is constant in our entire scenario, so it does not affect our value of velocity of piston. The second thing is omega, and if our angular velocity is equals to 0, then our linear velocity also becomes equals to 0. Similarly, the value theta also determines the velocity of piston. At theta is equals to 0 degrees and theta is equals to 180 degrees, we get the minimum value of linear velocity of piston. And at theta is equals to 90 degree and 70 degree, we got the maximum value of our velocity. That's it from my side. Now my next group member Rao Sama will present.
Assalamualaikum friend, this is Rao Muhammad Osama. Today my topic is about the analysis of linear acceleration of piston moving in a single slider crank mechanism. Let's move towards our topic. For deriving the equation of linear acceleration of piston moving in a single slider crank mechanism, we need the velocity equation of piston moving in the single slider crank mechanism. This velocity equation is Vp is equal to R omega into sine 2 theta over 2n plus sine theta, where Vp is the linear velocity of piston moving in a single slider crank mechanism. We know that acceleration is the derivative of velocity with respect to time. So we can write it AP is equal to dVp over dt, or by using the chain rule we can write it AP is equal to dVp over d theta multiplied by d theta over dt, where AP is the linear acceleration of piston moving in a single-sided crank mechanism, and d theta over dt is omega, which is the angular velocity of piston moving. Now we have to find the value of dVp over d theta. By taking a derivative, we get dVp over d theta is equal to r omega into cos 2 theta over n plus cos theta. By putting the value, we get AP is equal to r square omega into cos 2 theta over n plus cos theta. This is the final equation of a linear acceleration of slider crank mechanism. From this equation, it is clear that when omega is 0, linear acceleration is also 0. Since the acceleration is a function of cosine, so when crank reaches at angle of 90 degree, acceleration becomes the minimum, and when it is at 0, acceleration becomes the maximum. Linear acceleration of piston is shown graphically as shown in the figure. Acceleration equation is quadratic, so we obtain a variation in curve. It can be observed from the graph that acceleration has maximum value of around 180 millimeter per second square when crank angle is 0 degree. Similarly, when connecting rod moves in downward direction, acceleration becomes negative. It is also called retardation. That's it from my side. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, this is Muhammad Ahmed, registration number 2018 ME72, and I will present angular acceleration of slider crank mechanism.
So let's get started. So as we know the equation for angular velocity, it is cos theta plus omega over under root n square minus sine square theta. So by taking derivative of this equation, we can easily find the equation for angular acceleration. Okay, then we have to take the derivative of this. So by using chain rule, we can take the derivative of this, and in first step we use the quotient rule. Quotient rule is division function as it is, derivative of upper function minus upper function as it is, derivative of division function, divided by square of division function. So this is simple calculation. So by simplifying this and this one, then at the end we get the final answer. Angular acceleration is equal to minus omega square sine theta into n square minus 1 over n square minus sine square theta raised to power 3 over 2. So this is the equation for angular acceleration. So in this equation we can see that angular acceleration is directly proportional to angular velocity, and it is also a sine function, and we can see this from the graph as well. So let's make the graph. This is a motion analysis made on SolidWorks, and next is from the graph we can easily see that angular acceleration is directly proportional to the omega. Omega means angular velocity, and at 0 degree and 180 degree angular velocity will be 0, because at this angle sine theta will be 0, so angular acceleration will be 0, and it will be maximum at 90 and 270, because at this angle sine theta will be maximum.